Hi Year 13. I want to spend a few minutes giving you some information and rules regarding the mock exams that are going to be taking place in December. By now, you should have had your timetable given to you. If for any reason you haven't or you've lost it, you can find this on the school website. If you head towards the school website, there is a drop-down menu which says exams, and then click on the Year 13 mock exams December 2020. That will give you this timetable. So, some information about the start of the exam. For the morning exams, you need to arrive via the main entrance, the car park entrance, as you would usually for school, and make your way to the side of the sixth form block. Now, unfortunately, you're going to have to go all the way around. So you're going to have to come in through the foyer, go around the back where PE is, along the side of the tennis courts, and then you're going to stand around outside AM1 on the outside area of that until 8:25. So if you arrive before 8:25, you have to wait outside of the building. Okay, what you will notice, you'll notice Year 11 are by the student entrance, and you've got Year 7 and Year 9 also around the diner area. To keep the bubbles apart, we need you to be, as I said, on the corner there of the new building next to AM1. At 8:25, you're to go straight up to the sixth form block and go straight into the exam room. What we don't want you to do is we don't want you to congregate around the sixth form area outside the common room, because we need to keep our social distancing. When you go into the exam hall, you to put your belongings at the front of the exam room before sitting down. If you've got an exam in the afternoon, it's exactly the same. The only difference is, again, if you arrive before 11:45, you're to wait outside the building. If at 11:45, you can then go up to the sixth form block and go again straight into the exam room in complete silence. Put your belongings at the front before sitting down, and again, do not congregate in the sixth form area. In terms of the timings, morning exams will start at 8:50. So that's why we're asking you to come up at 8:45. The PM exams will start at 11:50. So again, that is why we're asking you to come up at 11:45. At the end of exams, you to leave the site straight away. However, if you've got a morning and an afternoon exam, you can spend the time in between using the library or CN17. If you are using CN17, please remember there might be other subjects still sitting their exams, so you just need to make sure you're quiet whilst those exams are going on. Because we can't talk to you as a big group before you enter the exam room, what you'll notice, there'll be a checklist put up around the area of the exam rooms, just to remind you of things that you need to do before you enter the exam room. So first of all, if you've got a water bottle, it needs to be clear, and also you need to make sure the label is removed. All of your electronic devices need to be turned off and not on your person. They need to be put into your bag at the front. That also includes earbuds. If you've got any earbuds, they also need to go into your bag. Equipment needs to be out and ready to take to your desk, because we don't want you all congregating at the front of the exam hall or exam room, trying to get all your equipment out. If you can have it all out ready for you to take straight to your desk once you've put your bag down. Calculator cases are not to be taken to the desk, so please remove them before you can put them into your bag. And also, you're only allowed a clear and see-through pencil case at your desk. So if you haven't got that, then you need to make sure that you take your pens and pencils out and take them to your desks only. A new rule that's come in is that wristwatch needs to be removed. Now, you are allowed to take a watch to your desk. However, it has to be placed on the table. If it is one of these smart watches, unfortunately, you are not allowed to take it at all to your desk. You need to make sure it's on silent, just like you would your mobile phone, and put into your bag. Also, in every exam room, There'll be wipes available at the door if you wish to use them, and it is entirely up to you whether or not you wear your face masks during the exam. So now I want to talk to you about some rules and regulations. Now, JCQ, they are the exam regulators for the UK, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to prepare you for the exams in the summer. So the mocks, we're going to follow exactly the same rules as we will be in the summer. There are some new posters. The first one now, which is the mobile phone poster, is now including smartwatches and MP3 and MP4 players. So no technology at all is allowed on your possession during your exam. If it does, exam boards are quite strict. They will disqualify students if they are on them. There's also another poster which is warning to candidates. Again, please read this. It's outside all the exam spaces. Read it before you go in. You can also find a copy of these two on our school website. So on coming into the exam, make sure that you've emptied all your pockets, all your electrical devices are in your bag. You've taken your hoodies and your jackets off. We will be keeping windows open. So please, can you make sure you wear layers of clothing? So you might want to wear a vest or a second t-shirt rather than a hoodie or jacket, because hoodies and jackets are not allowed in exams. We will have a security detector. If we are given an inspection in the summer, we will have someone that will walk up and down the aisles, and they will see if you've got any devices on you. We will have one at the door as well. Again, just to make sure you're practicing before we actually do the real ones in the summer. When you come into the exam room, I said put your bags down, go to your seat and sit there silently. Please do not communicate with anybody else at all. Even helping a student find their place is not allowed. And also, do not pick up your pens and write anything until you're instructed to do so. That includes your name, your candidate number, all that information. Please do not pick up your pen and write any of that on your exam paper until you are told to. During the exam, please use all available time. If you finish early, go through, check your answers, see if you can do any more. You're not allowed to leave before the end of the exam, and you need to just stay there silently until the end. If you need the toilet, please can we make sure you use the toilet before the exam starts. Sure, I don't need to mention this, but good behaviour is required in the exam room at all times. You're not to do anything that could distract other candidates. You're not to talk to anybody whilst you're in the exam room, unless you put your hand up and talk to the invigilators, and any form of misconduct could result in qualifications in the real exams in the summer. So again, we want to make sure that you're prepared and you've practiced being in these exam conditions so that doesn't happen for the real exams. So exam rules are going to apply at all time in the exam room, and you must stay silent even when the papers have been collected. You stay silent until you've collected your bag and left the exam room. Now, invigilators are there to support you and to also monitor to make sure nothing's happening that shouldn't be happening. However, they cannot discuss the exam paper with you or explain any questions. They are purely there for other reasons. They cannot help you with the actual paper itself. But if you do need to speak to anyone, if you've got any issues at all, put your hands up and they will come and help you. Now, 2 years ago, we did have the fire alarm go off during a Year 11 mock exam. And so we need to go through the procedure if that is to happen again. And this is for the mock exams, but also the real exams in the summer. So if it goes off, you'll be asked to stop writing. You'll then be escorted to the tennis courts in total silence with no communication with anybody at all. If anybody communicates, then that is the end of their exam. It also has to then be reported to the exam board if it's in the summer. And if that happens, there is a possibility that you could be disqualified. So please do not talk to anybody at all. You go in complete silence to the tennis courts. All question papers, bags, jackets, everything, you just leave exactly where they are. If you pick up a bag, that's the end of your exam. So please just leave it all there. And what will then happen is when it's safe to come back into the exam room, we'll bring you back up in silence and you'll be given the full working time for the exam. Equipment, it's really important that you bring all of your equipment, you're fully prepared, and you bring spares. During the times of COVID-19, we are not allowed to provide any of this equipment. So please make sure you do have spare pens, spare pencils. We will not be able to give them to you. The other thing as well, few students will be using reading pens. If you do use a reading pen, you know who you are already, then you need to bring your own headphones with a standard jack connector. If you're not sure about this, then please speak to Miss Linney or someone in student progress and they'll be able to help you, or Miss Hamilton, the exams officer. On top of this, there are some exams that require additional materials. Some of it we will provide, for instance, tracing paper for the maths papers. However, other bits of equipment like protractors, colouring pencils, you will need to provide those. Okay, so that's all I've got to tell you about the exams. If you have got any questions, please come and find me. I'm up in C corridor opposite C14. See Miss Christodoulou or Miss Hamilton, the exams officer. Anyway, have a good day and good luck for your exams.